And welcome to my kitchen. I'm Katie with John Henry's, and today I'm going to share with you a recipe you may or may not be familiar with. I've heard about it for years before I decided to try to make it myself, but it turned out to be way easier than I thought. Today we are making my version of beef Wellington. Beef Wellington is basically beef wrapped in a pastry, but not any kind of beef. The beef tenderloin, which is the most tender cut of beef. You really can make it with any size tenderloin that you wish, and today mine will be around 1.5 to 2 pounds. Now our butcher usually ties 2 pieces of tenderloin together when someone orders a half or a whole beef tenderloin. And the reason for this is that it cooks better. It's difficult to get the same doneness throughout if one side is really thick and the other side is a thin tail. So we started tying them together about a year ago, and so far it's a customer favorite. But for this recipe, the tied tenderloin will be too big around. So if you do order one of these from us, you'll want to specify that you do not need it tied and you need only one piece. I do, however, recommend tying a few strings around it to help it keep its shape when searing it. This will just keep everything more rounded. Our butcher also trims our beef tenderloin, so there is no silver skin to contend with. If you purchase your beef tenderloin somewhere else, you will definitely need to do that part first, because you want the meat to be just perfect for this dish. If you're interested in following along with the exact recipe that I'm using here, you can find the link in the description below. To start this recipe, you will want to allow your tenderloin to come to room temperature, and season it well with salt and pepper on all sides. Okay, I went ahead and added the oil to the pan, turned it up to high, and now it's good and hot, so we can start searing this amazing beef tenderloin. Be sure to sear it on all sides as well, and it will take a little bit of time to get a good dark brown crust. Cook until a dark brown crust forms. Flip it every few minutes, being sure to sear it on all sides, including the ends. Once it has been seared, remove it from the pan and transfer it to a cutting board or wire rack and remove the ties. While the meat is still warm, we'll brush it on all sides with Dijon mustard. At that point, we will allow the tenderloin to rest while we prep the other ingredients. In the same large pan, we will begin browning our pork breakfast sausage. Now, I will interject that the standard recipe calls for a mushroom and shallot mix, but my family does not enjoy mushrooms at all. I mean, not at all. So I wanted to come up with another idea that could add some flavor and texture, but it had to be something other than mushrooms. So I decided to use our pork sausage, and it added so much flavor and texture that my family loved it. We'll go ahead and brown the sausage, and then strain it and use some paper towels to dry it as well. We'll set the sausage aside to cool as we start assembling the beef. You will need several pieces of plastic wrap overlapping on your work surface. These need to be long pieces and make them extra wide so that you have plenty to work with. Now that the plastic is down, we will start laying down overlapping strips of prosciutto on the plastic in an even square. We're going to be wrapping the prosciutto around the beef, but first we need to add a layer of sausage onto the prosciutto. We will then add the tenderloin and begin to roll it using the plastic wrap as an assistant. You definitely need enough prosciutto to go around the entire beef tenderloin. Using the plastic wrap, you'll want to wrap it even tighter and seal the ends to help it hold its shape. It should look like a little prosciutto log. I have a tip for you. Once you have rolled your prosciutto log like I have here, take an additional piece or two of your wrap and wrap it again really, really tightly so it really secures everything in there. So as you can see, I'm going to pull this wrap really, really tight to really, really snug this in. And then we're going to use one more piece and go around the other way. There, now it's ready to chill. At this point, we can preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Now, we'll start another layer of plastic wrap on our work surface. From here, we'll take out our sheet of puff pastry. By the way, puff pastry is found in the frozen section of the grocery store near the pie crust. I searched everywhere and ended up having to ask Google where to find it. Now that our puff pastry is ready, we can remove the beef from the fridge and very carefully unwrap it and place it on the puff pastry. Then we will prepare to wrap it the same way as we did the prosciutto, using the plastic wrap as our guide. Seal the ends, making sure there is no overlap. Wrap everything in plastic wrap again, making a pastry log this time, and place this in the fridge or freezer to chill for about another 15 minutes. Use this time to create any decorations or any additional things you would like to use to spruce up the beef Wellington. Place the beef Wellington onto a greased or parchment paper lined baking sheet to prepare it for cooking. I'm going to add just a few leaves and twists and even make some grooves with my fork. Now that it looks so pretty, it's time to brush the entire pastry with beaten egg and sprinkle it liberally with salt. We'll go ahead and place the beef into the oven and allow it to cook at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. The pastry should be a dark golden brown and the internal temperature of the beef should be 135 degrees for medium rare. Keep in mind that it will continue to cook even after it's removed from the oven. All right, I just got done checking the beef Wellington's internal temperature and it has reached 135 degrees, so it's time to take this beauty out of the oven. Oh my goodness, this will definitely not disappoint anyone coming to Thanksgiving dinner. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and thank you so much for supporting our farm. We're so glad that you found our channel. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see more awesome recipes, click the video below.